Welcome, everyone. It is an even day, so you may cross with your favorite cross, rock from side to side with that buttock flesh away. We do that, we switch. I have this way of doing it, learned from my teachers of long ago, that whatever the day is, if it's an even or odd day, even day you cross with your favorite cross, odd day you cross with your least favorite cross. That way you're not always doing the same thing. I had one of my senior teachers tell me once, the day she did headstand with her non-favorite cross of her hands, folding of her hands, was the day she felt like she finally arrived or gotten headstand, because she couldn't tell the difference. So life or whatever, makes us uneven, makes us favor a side. So we just want to try to vary that way of sitting. Okay, either hands up on, I'm going to put my hands on the two lowermost blankets back behind me and use that to help me lift and create a lot of space. What we need in back bends is to create a lot of space here in this front pelvic area. Roll the shoulders back, feel the trapezium going down your back, your shoulder blades moving in to you more deeply. Look straight ahead. My tendency is to, to see you guys more clearly, is to look toward the screen, but we have to put the head over the spine. And then keeping that, bring your hands to your heart. You can remove your glasses. You may join me in the 3 ohms or not. It's a good time to listen to the sound of your voice and look for those even tones. It's a good time to observe yourself, sensitize yourself to your own body, your own, what you're feeling inside. Smooth, soft inhalation, smooth, soft exhalation. Abdomen soft and back, legs quiet, groins quiet, face quiet, throat quiet. Find that quietness in the space you created in your seated swastikasana. This is the inhale. And then bow to that space within. Release your hands up your legs and then slowly lift the head up. Okay, nobody has, if you need to, please do so, but nobody has chatted to tell me they have any problems today, or if you're on your cycle, tell me that. Otherwise, I probably won't give variations if nobody says anything. How's that? To keep things moving. So the chair is at the wall. The sticky mat on it, it's not really necessary. It's just kind of a nicer thing so that maybe your foot doesn't slide, or it's just a little bit more comfortable on your foot. So I'm going to hold on. I'm gonna move back just a little bit so you can see the whole thing. So this is a, I call this kind of a lubrication of the hips and the arms, shoulders, all that. So it's Virabhadrasana, lubricating the hips. So I'm gonna step way forward. I'm gonna put the foot on, I've got the foot, the heel near the edge of the chair, and the back foot turns out slightly. So there's 5 variations for the arms. So it's 5 times, let me just show real quick. So it's 5 times here, so there's movement, and the arms here, back. So do you see how I'm moving the arms back? 5 times here, then 5 times out to the side. I've got a little short with the wall right there. 5 times out to the side, and then 5 times up. Okay, each time you have to track this, don't let this hip go out. Hold that hip in, firm, back leg firm, lunge as deeply as you can each time. Okay, everybody ready? Make sure everybody looks good and ready. All right, make sure that the back leg is back enough. It shouldn't be right underneath your hip. It has to be back a little bit. Doug, you okay? I can't see you. And can everybody have the same leg up, the right leg up? Okay, so arms at your side, slightly back. Roll those shoulders back. Okay, ready? Go. 1. 1. So when you come forward, the arms go back and the chest lifts, the side body lifts. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, out to the arms out to the side, like Vimanasana arms or Utthita Hasta Padasana arms. Keep bending, go deeper in that crease. Can you bring the knee right over your toes? Bend the knee, yeah, lift up. Squeeze those hips in toward each other. Back leg, emphasize that back leg has to be strong and firm. Okay, was that 5 times out to the side? Okay, now 5 times arms up. 1, 2, and each time they go up, do you see how I'm kind of pulsing? Slightly back and forward, back and forward, back and forward. Okay, and now push yourself off. So you're standing in Tadasana, and you shouldn't have to change. Did you see how I did that? I was here. Okay, then I pushed myself off. And now I don't have to change anything. I should just be able to step the left leg up on the chair. Okay, 5 times. Get your position. Roll that right hip in. 1, 2, 3. Pulse those arms back. 4 and 5. Out to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I confess I was busy watching you. All right, step off your chair. How do those hips feel? Slightly warmed up. So we're just trying to lubricate those hips. Okay, now if you have, it's going to be variations. If you don't have a bolster, you'll just build up, let's say the height of your shoulder stack, stand stack. Put it right next to your chair. Okay, ready? Okay, watch first. So, let's see how we're gonna do this. We'll go with the right leg up first. So the right leg comes up. I'm bending and coming down onto that bolster. So I'm deepening this hip crease, I'm deepening this knee bend. So this is not, let's say this is, wow, Sheryl, there's no way I'm doing that. There's a way to do it for everybody. So you might say you need more height. So you put a little bit more height. You move that slightly away. And you put the foot more far forward. Okay, those are your choices. So for the rest, for everybody, what the main goal of this exercise is to get, and I'll show you on the second side so you can see, okay, to get this, your left thigh to touch the chair seat. Now, I can hold onto the chair and lift the trunk up. So pull the hamstring up to the buttock. You can even make, remember I said on Saturday, those of you who were there, the mouth of the tiger shape. You can put in that thigh crease, pull the hammy up, and roll that thigh. So inside to outside. This is the back leg. It'll be your left. Okay, so there I am. So the pelvis stands up as it should in Bureau 1. How's it going? Yeah, if it's difficult, you don't have to have the foot, you can have the foot farther forward in the chair. But work to get the thigh that's on the bolster or the pelvis that's on the bolster, that side, all the way towards the chair. And it's okay, Marcia, for you with that hip? Thumbs up? Okay. All right, Binu, how are you? You get the idea? Yeah, you can just give me a thumbs up. And Kathy Beckman, you okay? You're just working into it? You can build up your floor, right? You can build up this space. Can be as high as you need it to be. So you can get the knee down and it can be a little bit away. Like that. And then here. So maybe you're just here. But in any case, you're pushing, by pulling this hamstring up, you're pushing that left side of the pelvis towards the chair. Woo! In some respects, this is a bigger stretch. Yeah, you can reach your arms up and get the idea that that's how your Virabhadrasana is going to feel. Okay, second side. Put your right knee on the bolster or blanket stack. Step your left leg up on the chair. Okay, don't let your left hip, which is the one that's on the chair, come up. So Leanne, it's slightly riding up. So draw it down. No, left. The hip that's up on the foot that's on the chair. Yeah, there you go. The hips have to be level. Pull up that hamstring of the down leg. You can use your hand to help you pull that hamstring up. And then roll the back of the thigh from inside out. That's on what I would consider your back leg or your standing leg. You can hold the edges of the chair and try to, you can pulse. Pulsing is okay. Hold the edges of the chair. You can stretch the arms straight up, whatever works there. Okay. All right, we could probably do that again. Remember that in your daily practice, it's a great warm up. Okay, get rid of your chair. Get rid of your bolster or blanket stack. If you can, put your sticky mat pretty close to the wall. I'm not right up against the wall, but I'm pretty close to the wall. Okay, so watch here for a moment. I'll step this is work on Bureau 1. So I'm stepping my right leg forward. Binu asked before class, what part of my foot am I pressing down into? And I said, well, you're pressing the forefoot, you know, from here to the toes forward, and then the back of the foot is slightly pushing back, or you're keeping the whole horseshoe shape of the back of the heel on the floor. So you can see that action. Okay, now, you know, I've got this for balance, and I'm going to take the mouth of the tiger, put it in that back thigh crease, and turn, well, actually, with the bent knee, I pull up the hamstring, and then I turn, then I press that heel back. So there's my start to Vera 1. Okay, now I keep that, and the first time we're bending, and we're keeping either our hand on the wall, or this hand on the outer thigh crease, and bending to a right angle. So you can see how this hand here helps me turn too. The hand on the wall is helping me turn. Back thigh has to be very strong. Hamstring to buttock, hamstring to buttock. Turn, roll it, roll it, roll it. Turn and roll. How are we doing? It's deep work. All right, Julie, can you bend more in that hip crease while keeping the back leg firm? Back leg back. Kathy Lindar, don't let your knee go out. Track your front thigh so that it's level. Inner to outer. Should be parallel to each other. Doug, I said hands stay on the hips or on the door, whatever you got there, or on the thigh crease. Can you put it on the thigh crease, the back arm? Put it on the thigh crease. All right, now, Chaya, you know, your back leg looks really strong, but you don't have much of a bend there. You had a beautiful bend on the chair. Good. Bend from the root of the thigh. Keep turning that left hip back. Yes, and right hip forward. Don't look down, chin up. All right, good. All right, change sides. So you can just turn around. And what's great for me, in order to help you, is if your back leg is at the camera. So this is my back leg, and it's facing the camera. So it's bent ever so slightly, and I'm gonna pull up that hamstring, roll that thigh, and then press the heel down. So I keep that, then I bend, then I bend, then I bend. Keep turning the trunk. Use that hand on the wall, any which way. This is my more difficult side. So do you see where my back hand is? To help me turn the trunk. How are we doing? Bend from the root of the thigh. Don't let your back leg knee go out, Kathy Lindauer. And it starts with your calf. So bring that outer calf in. I'm being a little pickier with you because of what I've seen recently with that calf. Nice, Leanne. Don't look down though. Chin up, chin up. Yes, you have to keep that heel on the floor. Okay. Easy or hard? All right, so now we're going to try it without. From the get-go, I'm fine if you don't jump. You don't have to jump. But it's good for our bones. So if you have osteoporosis like I do, it's good for my bones. I reach up like Urdhva Hastasana, bring the hands to the chest, jumper step. Then I'm turning to my right. I'm going to do that same thing again. Okay, then I'm going to take the arms up. And now my arms are helping me lift the front side anterior spine. Okay, then I bend. Don't let the trunk come forward. Push on that ball mound, big toe, and take the front of the trunk up. If you're lifting the front of the trunk, the head should just swallow and go back, chin up. Any more bending of that back, of the front thigh, crease. Try not to look down. Doug, turn your trunk more. Yeah, there you go. All right, and then inhale and come up. Always come back to tucks. Feel those four corners of your feet. Press, spread the feet into the floor. Urdhva Hastasana. Keep the chest well lifted. Bring your hands to your chest. Don't drop the chest here. Jumper step. And then hands on the hips to turn. Hamstring to buttock. Roll the back of the thigh inside out. Okay, now arms up. Press that back thigh back. And now exhale, bend into your square. Don't take the back leg with you. Press it back. Any more bending in that front hip, Kathy Beckman? Yeah, bend, squeeze the outer hips in toward each other. Lift from the pubic plate. Lift up to the navel, ribs back, chest up. Good. All right, and then inhale and come up. All right, kneel on your sticky mat. Lift your palm and push into your fingers and your knuckles. Keep that length. And then put the palm down. Tuck the toes under and lift the thighs up. Press into your hands pressing forward, your upper arms reaching towards your shoulders, downward dog. Do your best downward dog here. Try to push and push your chest closer to your legs. Let your head just hang. If you have a ponytail on, like I do, your ponytail should completely fall forward. I'm not forcing it. I'm just letting it go. Okay, now coming down to your knees and watch me. I'm going to let you see the back leg. Okay, so do you see the height of my back leg here? I'm going to try to keep that height. Oh, I forgot something. But I'm turning the back toes, back foot in 45 degrees, and I'm lunging forward into a high lunge. Okay. Now, the other thing I was going to say, I forgot, is you can have bricks here. So let me try again. So when I take the bricks, even in the second height, this back leg is still doing downward dog. And now the trunk is going forward. Can you see that? Trunk going forward against the back leg, staying back. The back leg has to do Adho Mukha Svanasana. Those of you who are savvy might know what pose is going to come next because of this work. All right. So back to downward dog. I don't know if you did it with me or not. You've got your bricks there as you need them. Turn your right foot in. So, sorry, right toes out, heel in. And now see the height of it. Grab your bricks and lunge forward. Keep pressing that back thigh back. Lengthen the trunk forward. Draw that outer hip in. on your right leg, so it's not hanging out. So the back leg has to do Adho Mukha Svanasana. You have 2 bricks stuck? No? Meet me on 620 and I'll sell you some. All right. Go back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. So let me see. Here's what I'm seeing, some of you. You're doing, just relax and watch here. So you're doing a really nice downward dog, right? And then when you want to get to that lunge, you're totally letting, you're letting that back leg drop. So, you know, come up high on the bricks, keep the back thigh back, and trunk forward. Back thigh doing Adho Mukha Svanasana, front thigh doing Vira 1, basically. I hope that helped. All right, that's fine, Chaya. Now, if you were to do downward dog, would that be a good, yeah. Don't step so far back, maybe some of you. That's better, Chaya, yeah. And now, yeah, you went down too far. So you can lessen the bend at the hip if you have to, but the back leg has to still do Adho Mukha Svanasana. That's correct, Marcia, that's good. Yep. Good. All righty then. Did you do both sides or was that just one side? Second side? That was just one? Okay, second side. Oh, that was 2. All right, do your second side if you're at your second side. Leanne's doing what she needs to do. That's okay. That's good for the hips too. Okay, if you're just waiting, you could be productive and do a very nice Adho Mukha Svanasana. Okay, inhale and come up. Turn around at your wall. This is a little tricky as you have to measure yourself for Vira 3. Hands at the wall. So step back just a little bit. Hand, here's the heel of my hand, here's my armpit. So the heel of the hand is just a little bit higher than the armpits. So I push my hands into the wall and lengthen the front of my trunk forward and lift that back leg. Hamstring to buttock. Firm, firm, firm. The lifted leg has to work just as much as the standing leg. So here I am. Wait for everybody to get there. The upper arms can roll, inner upper arms can roll out, outer upper arms roll in. Look at the wall, because the trunk has to go forward in Vira 3. How's it going? Make that back leg really, really strong, Marcia. Embed the quadricep to the bone. Quadricep to the bone. All right, and the one thing that you need to, everybody I can see needs to work on, when the one leg goes up, the trunk should shift, right? The trunk should not shift. So let me see. I can't turn around and have you see the other side, but let me show you this side again. I'm here. Okay. I'm going to soften my standing leg and get the right leg where I need it to be. Then I suck
that outer hip into the socket that's on the standing leg, and I can't help. It's like a jackhammer reaction, right? I suck that leg into the socket and reach that thigh back. Pull, the lifted leg has to pull strongly to the buttock. Make that strong hamstring buttock connection. You soften the standing leg. So we can do this on the second side. Let's see if it gets any better. I just can't show you on the second side. Well, I can, but I have to move the camera. Look forward in between your hands. Soften the standing knee. And then as you, before you straighten before you lift totally the lifted leg, suck that outer thigh in on the left side. All right, so now you see what's required, but there's one more thing we can try. Take your bricks, tall bricks. I assume we did both sides on that side. All right, now this will take a little, let's see. I want you to see this leg bending. So I'm gonna go right leg up first. Okay, so you see how this leg hasn't straightened yet. Neither has this one, but I press into the bricks. As I press into the bricks, I lengthen the trunk forward and then suck this hip up and in and pull the hamstring to the buttock of the back leg. I feel like that back leg is a little high. So I'm gonna adjust. Now with the bricks pushing down, plug your heel into the wall. So calf to heel, hamstring to buttock. How'd that go? Or you were just watching. Okay, that's fine. So now you're standing with the back to the wall. Take Ardha Uttanasana. Soften both knees. Lengthen the trunk forward. Lift the right leg up the wall. Too close. Okay, stop, bend both knees just ever so slightly. And now suck the lifted leg, hamstring to buttock, and suck this outer thigh to the hip socket. And then lengthen your trunk forward. Use the front of your lifted leg, the quadricep, pull it to the bone and lengthen the trunk forward. Yeah, nice. Everybody has pretty good alignment. Doug, you just have to work on straightening that leg some more and use the wall. Push into your hands with the brick and push your heel into the wall with your hands, pressing into that brick. Okay, second side. Find your place. You might have to make sure that that's your place. Soften both knees. Put the heel on the wall. Both knees are soft. Now push on the bricks, lengthen the trunk forward, and as you do that, pull that left hamstring to the buttock crease and pull the outer thigh to the hip socket of the standing leg and lengthen the trunk forward. So now you have an idea of what's required for Bureau 3. Do I have any takers who want to try it without the props? Only one? Two? All right, tell you what. I'll let you choose. You may choose either one of those two variations to repeat again. But you know, if you're not and you want to do it for real, give yourself a little bit of help by putting the standing leg hip at the wall.
So if I'm standing on my right side first, I have to be a little bit forward there. We're gonna do the, I'm a little teacup version. Reach the arms up. Okay, so already, we're lifting that hamstring up to the buttock crease. So I'm gonna go over in Ardha Uttanasana. Then I'm gonna soften both knees, get that leg back there, and it's like a jackhammer. So did you see that? When that front leg, standing leg pulled up, that back leg just stretches and lengthens. Do you need me to do it again, or did you see? Doug, be closer to the wall. Doug, be closer to the wall. Nice. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, and if you want to keep using your props, you do what you need. Now more than ever, you guys need to use what you need, take the props you need. But this is really good work for our hips. Marsha will tell us about that. All right, second side. I don't know if you could see, hopefully you could see pretty well how important it is. Both knees can bend. So I'm straight. I reach up, I go into Ardha Uttanasana. Okay, now both knees bend. And so how did I do that? I reached up, and now I'm here. Yeah, I have to stay here. Both knees bend, and then here, and then here. So then I have the wall to help me. So put the leg, the leg that's staying down, put that at the wall. Your standing leg at the wall. That's right, Chaya. Hand forward. Put both hands forward. Let your right hand go forward and let the side of the edge of your hand graze the wall. I can't tell you guys for how many years I did this version of Vera 3, where I am totally on the wall. And I did this version. So you could be totally on the wall if you need to. Oh, nice. Nice, Leanne. Kathy, you could put your back foot up on the chair if you, there you go. Now look forward. Kathy Beckman, look forward a little bit. Yeah, press into that standing leg foot and reach that hamstring to buttock on the lifted leg. You know, Chaya, it's gotten better. Just in your work here, it's gotten better. Okay, now.
Michelle.
Yes.
Today is the first day I put my legs back on the wall. I'm happy. Today is the first day.
That's great. Yeah, I mean, you know, we shouldn't always do the same thing, right? We have to challenge ourselves. That's my idea of this class today, is just to keep things moving. Just to keep things moving. See where you are, keep things moving.
Yeah.
So why not keep things moving by doing half Adho Mukha Vrikshasana at the wall? So now you have that leg extension, you have how that hamstring has to go to the buttock, you have all that. So you guys know how to measure yourselves, right? My hands are going to be just a little bit back from my buttock. So, my legs are strong. Then I can just reach one leg up. Come down. Do the other leg. Straight up. It doesn't, you know, the tendency will be to bring your leg back. Don't bring your leg back. Bring it straight up. Let's see.
And if you, oh, your choice is Adho Mukha Svanasana. If that's not an option, just Adho Mukha Svanasana. All right, Julia, legs going back a little bit too much. Go straight up. Your arms, Julia, could be a little bit further forward. Yes. Okay, now lift that left hip up. Left hip. And roll the front of your right thigh in. Yeah, or good downward dogs. Okay, Kathy, now one leg up. Kathy Lindauer. Good. Good, you try it. Nice. Doug, don't wear yourself out. All right. All right, now those of you who practice Shirshasana, now's the time for a 2 to 3 minute Shirshasana, or you are repeating Adho Mukha Vrikshasana and or Adho Mukha Svanasana. Downward facing dog, half handstand, full handstand, I'm fine with that as well, or regular headstand. Does anybody need a demonstration of anything? Not seeing any thumbs. Yeah, please shoes to the wall.
Can I do prep for that? For
Yeah,
Shastra?
let's do prep together. Take a strap, Vinu. Anybody want to do this prep? This is a little bit different prep than Chaya and I have been doing. But take the strap and belt your elbow above your elbows. I gotta watch the clock. Okay. You know what? Take, if you have 2 bricks, take 2 bricks at the wall, like that. And a 3rd brick for your hands. If you don't have 2 bricks at the wall, just use 1. But watch here. This is great prep work. It's almost like a little bit pincha prep and a little bit headstand work prep. So I'm rolling those arms, I'm holding onto the brick. And then I walk up the bricks and I push into the floor with my forearms and lift my chest. So the height, even, I like the idea of more height. The more height I give my thighs, the more I can open my chest. So did you see the first version? So watch the second version.
Oh, I like this.
Yeah. And you can look at the brick too, and you move the shoulder blades in. Lift the armpits up.
Okay.
How we doing? Wish I could see you in it, Vinu. Kathy, I'm worn out. You okay? Did you go up, Kathy Beckman? Yeah, you know, you can always do just downward dog with the wall or something. All right. Doug, you're trying to, yeah, okay. Trying to take 1 foot off the wall at a time. Leanne, you're leaning to the right. There you go. Okay. 30 more seconds you get. Now you're a little bit overcorrected, Leanne. There you go. A little bit more left. Yes, there you go. Keep pressing on those forearms and lift your biceps and triceps up towards the armpits. Armpits up toward the side bodies. The legs, make your legs have to work in Shirshasana. Okay, everybody come down. Okay, I think you'll really appreciate this version of Shalabhasana, so bear with me. Got a chair with the chair seat turned towards the wall. I've got an extra sticky mat or blanket just because I have these bones that stick out. And I'm gonna put that there. Okay, then I'm gonna put a bolster and or stack of blankets behind me. And this is gonna be where my feet are going. Can you see the whole thing? I think so. Yeah. Okay, so I'll wait for that setup. Can you see that setup? I'll get rid of it. Okay, Shalabhasana, variation. So I'm gonna lie down on my mat. I may have to move my bolster a little bit further away as I, yeah, like that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna put my head on the floor and reach up from the pubic plate with both hands and pull this forward. Pull the pubis forward, pull the abdomen forward, pull all of this forward. Get a lot of length in the front of the spine. Okay, then you have all this work from the previous poses, how the hamstring has to pull to the buttock. So I'm pressing down into whatever you've got back there. You could have a couple stacks of blocks and a blanket on top of that, just so it's comfortable. So press your feet down. This is pulling into the buttock, firm, pull, press. Okay, now this is all lengthened, right? So now I'm gonna reach up to the chair. This is the first version where my elbows are quite bent. And I lift the trunk up. I want you to try that first. Second version, reach up, elbows bent. Keep pulling that hamstring to the buttock, bend the elbows, shoulders down, coil the spine in and into yourself more. And come down. Okay, I'm gonna watch you. I want to keep everybody safe. So you're lying down. Okay, now with just your feet on the bolster. So you may have to push the bolster a little bit further away. Just, where the hinge of the ankle is, all that's what's on the bolster. Okay, now reach underneath you and pull from your pubic plate, reach up to navel, navel to ribs, ribs to chest. All the front of the trunk is lengthened. Okay, now memory from all the previous work, hamstring to buttock flesh. Straighten your legs, extend your legs, press into your bolster or your bricks, whatever you have there. So the legs are quite active in this pose. Okay, now you start to reach up. You can hold the seat of the chair, elbows bend, and pull yourself up. So Lindauer, you have to move the spine in, coil the spine in, that's it, lift the front of the chest up. Okay, now if you're there, are your legs working, Chaya? The feet, can you move your support away so it's just your feet on that support? Okay, and now reach all the way up. Reach up and pull down on the chair to lift the front of the trunk up. I am happy to show again, but you guys, it's hard for you to watch. Any there, Marcia, where you can reach to the top of the chair? No, that's it. So it's hips. Oh, okay. All right, so I don't know how that went for all of you. I absolutely love it. It's really, really good for me, but now you're gonna get to do it without any of that. You just take that away. Do the same thing. Pull, pubis up, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Place the hands so the backs of the hands are down. Thumbs are on the inside. Lift the shoulders up. Inhale, reach. So you're reaching towards your feet. You pulled up that hamstring to buttock. Lift your thighs off the floor. Lift your chest off the floor. Look up any amount. Legs are very active. Pin the shoulders back. Yeah, the more the beginner version is the palms face one another, but as you progress, the palms should reach to face the ceiling, right? All right, that was 2 times. All right, beginner version, Bhujangasana. So we'll just start really easy. Let's see. Actually, you know, have 2 bricks. Let's see if Marcia likes this with her hips. For me, it is so lovely. So I kind of put you see how my hips are down and my hands are on the bricks. So then actually no, start this way. Start with the hips high. Yeah, this is the beginner way. So here I'm almost in a little like Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. So then I you remember all this pulling of the front of the trunk up, hamstring to buttock still. So I'm letting the bolster take the skin of my pelvis up this way. So I slide, I slide, I slide until my thighs are on the floor. And I can bring those bricks a little closer and lift up. How are we doing? Legs strong. Pull the hamstring to buttock. Stretch even your toes. Shoulders down. Coil the spine in. You can pull on your bricks a little bit like you're pulling the bricks toward your bolster. Beginner Bhujangasana. How did that go? Did you get the sliding action? So your hips were on it, or your belly was on it, and then you slid down, but you lifted the front of the trunk up. All right, so Chaya, your arms are, you know, in Bhujangasana, the arms are a little bit straighter, not so far out like that. If you look at pictures of BKS, he does give some options. But so you were here, and you push here. You look a little bit like this to me. So bring those bricks in closer, push on the bricks, lift the front of the trunk up, hamstring to buttock. Your glutes should be firing. It's the biggest muscle we have, yet we don't use it. Nice alignment for most of you. Yeah, shoulders down, Kathy.
and back, Kathy Lindauer. All right. Try it without anything. I'm gonna do my own standard. Lengthen. Hands just, so my fingertips end up just a little bit beyond my shoulders. Can you see that? Hamstring to butt. Shoulders down. Pull the front of the trunk forward and up. Coil the spine in, into the body more. Pull. So see this little action where I pull my hands towards me. Doesn't matter if the elbows are bent. Your elbows can be bent. But pull the hands a little bit more towards you and move that spine deeper into your back. Woo. Okay. All right. Come up. Have a sticky mat for your chair. And we'll do Viparita Dandasana. And then we'll turn, those of you who find Viparita Dandasana challenging, well, actually, I'd like everybody to try this first thing that we're going to do movement-wise to see if that helps you. And somebody said they had to leave early. Is it Soko? She might already be gone. So I sit through my chair, no sticky mat under the chair. But my elbows come to the chair, buttocks all the way. I'm really just about at my waist because I'm long waisted here. So I'm at my waist. So first we're going to do neck curvature. So the neck curves right over that chair edge. It's quite comfy. So a little movement here. So here. This is the first part where there's just a little movement. I'm kind of articulating the shoulder girdle to move. Okay, now I'm coming to the middle of my shoulder blades. So I scoot, but I keep tucking and rolling those shoulders under, come to the middle of my shoulder blades. Okay, now here's some more shoulder articulation. Reach and come up. It's not that I'm picking my head up, but my head is just coming up, just almost, parallel. Here it's not parallel to the floor at all. Here it's just coming up parallel to the floor. So I'm just helping to articulate that shoulder girdle. Yeah. Oh, that feels so good. All right, so maybe you do that 5 to 10 times. And then can you go to the bottom of your shoulder blades, coil the spine in. I like to use the arms here on the sides of the chair and expand those upper arms out like that. And lower arms. Stamp your feet down. Lift the hamstring to buttock. Still hamstring to buttock, very strong. And then can I keep that? Rock gently from side to side, reach the arms under, through, and hold the backs of the chair. It is not necessary for you to straighten the legs, but if you are able, you are certainly welcome to straighten the legs. Hamstring to buttock. Stay, I'm going to have a look. Don't come out of your chair. If you come up, just stay in your chair.
I was shaking in that one, this one today.
Shaking with your legs?
Yes, leg and upper
Legs.
body also.
Oh. So, my teachers have cautioned me a lot of times because I'm basically been an athlete most of my life, from ballerina to cheerleader to runner. So they always tell me, don't go to the shaking point. So especially in these times of this pandemic, you have to be sensitive to your own body. Don't go to where you shake. Can you find a place where you don't shake? And stay and just observe yourself there. Observe your mind there. All right, now bend your knees. Take your hands out of underneath the chair if you're there. And then remember, the head is the last thing that comes up. So here you guys are here. And so I'm going to put one hand on the chair seat, one hand on the chair bar, scoop myself so my buttocks are all the way on the chair, and then lift myself up. Head back. Now, turn yourself around. So I don't even know, because I can't remember from previous times with the classes in the studio, how many of you can push up from the floor in Urdhva Dhanurasana. If you cannot, let me show the option first, because that is important. We did this on Saturday. You're just going to put the bolster over the chair. Curve your neck over that chair and just reach for the floor. Okay, so that's your option. If you would like to start learning how to push up into Urdhva Dhanurasana, turn myself around. Okay, now blocks can help pushing up from the chair in Urdhva Dhanurasana. So I'm going to give myself some blocks there to fall. I'm going to do what I did before. You can watch first. It's probably a good idea. So I go to the bottom of my shoulder blade. I find the bricks, the blocks. Okay, now from here, I have to go straight up. I don't want to go closer to the wall. So I press my feet and I go straight up. You see how my thighs pick up the chair? Trying to put the chair back down. But the thigh, the hamstring to buttock has to lift to push my arms. And then I come down. I know the chair is there. Carefully. I'd like for you to try 2 to 3 times if you think you can. If not, you're rolling over the bolster as I showed. This is how we first start to teach from the chair. Yeah, you can just reach for the wall. Maybe Chaya, you can put yourself a little closer to the wall so you can press your hands into the wall and get that feeling of pushing into the wall. And Marcia, that's what you're doing? You're not coming up? Yeah, because of the wrist. Okay. Yeah, just see what it feels like when you begin to put more pressure on your hands. Your feet have to press, your thighs have to pull up to your buttocks have to work. And Binu, what are you doing? There you go. That's a nice shape. I like your shape of your wheel shape. All right, and Kathy Lindar? Yes, there you go, straight up. Nice. Now, sometimes Kathy Lindauer, the blocks do hinder us. You might be, I can't tell whether you have bricks or not, but sometimes
I take the blocks away and I seem to do better with my shoulders. Marsha, yeah, good length. Don't let your heels roll in, but instead toes in, heels out. A lot of back bends, huh? Okay, we got one more. All right, start to come out of your chair, head back, use the chair back and the chair bar to come up. Okay. So this is Ustrasana, and this is where I'm very nice to my knees. So in Ustrasana, camel pose. There's some blocks back there. This part of the shin must be down. Absolutely must be down. So if I'm here, you see that space? I gotta fill out that space. So what's better than an ankle roll is 2 or 3 blankets flat. So I'm gonna go 1, 2. That's probably enough for me. And the bricks are gonna go back here. So there's a basic setup, but let me show you what that does for my shins. So just my toes are off, but can you see now? That space is completely filled. There's no space there anymore. So my toes are off, can you see? I sit down and I'm just, my feet are just a little bit apart. So I'm actually sitting just to the inside of my heels. Okay, so watch this first. Different approach to Ustrasana. All the class I've been, hopefully, you've gotten the point where that hamstring has to come to the buttock flesh. Oh. Take a strap. Okay, this is my weaker osteoporotic hip. I'm going to belt this hip at the buttock crease so that the right hip comes to the midline. The strap pulls that right hip to the midline. It's going to be different from everybody. If you are exactly even and you have no ailments, good for you. Wear it however you'd like. There I am. See, I'm at the crease of the buttock. The crease of the buttock. And I've got the tail of the strap, so it pulls my weaker hip to the midline or to the inside of the body, not to the outside. All right, so from kneeling, I want to fire this hamstring. That's a must. So if I press, you see I'm kind of pressing down, and it makes me fire that hamstring. Just try it a few times. Press down. It fires that hamstring. So sit down. All right, I'm gonna put the blocks on the second height, and I'm gonna turn my palms out. Watch me first. So I'm gonna come up kind of like one unit, strongly with that hamstring to buttock flesh. I roll the shoulders out, I come up. Do you see how I haven't rolled, vertebra by vertebra? Because Ustrasana, we have to come up from this here. This has to work. Yeah, and then the body goes back quite nicely. So from here, I come up. I'd like for you to do this, like, I don't know, can you do it 5 times? From here, come up. Sit back down. Come up.
So it's like one unit, one unit. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Doug, you okay? Kathy, Beckman, you okay? Okay, now watch. So you've done that work. So at your end of Ustrasana, if you know your Ustrasana, you know how your hands are able to go. My hands are able to turn completely, so I'm going to have them that way to start. Okay, so then I come up, okay, and I keep working there, and then simultaneously, I bring the hands to the heels. And it's come from here. That strength is where it comes from. I hope I am making sense. If I'm not, please send me a chat. So if this, if we do it from here, and we can do it from here, this stays firm. I should just be able to lengthen because this is staying in and find my feet. Yes, you have to press your shins down. Yes, you have to broaden the collarbones. Yes, you have to move your spine in. But more than anything, it's done from that buttock crease. How are we doing? Have I worn everybody totally out? All right, so Kathy, still the thighs aren't vertical. So push your tailbone, sacrum forward. Yeah, push on those blocks. Stand up with your thighs, press your shins down. Yeah, nice, Chaya. Nice, Soko. Marcia, yeah. And Leanne, beautiful. Kathy, you okay? Kathy Beckman. There you go, look at that. Nice. Hamstring to buttock, hamstring to buttock. Yeah, simultaneously. So Kathy, next time you try it, Kathy Lindauer, I'll move these away so you can see. Next time you try it, because you have that tendency to go bilaterally. Hands come from here. Yeah, from here to here. It's such a short distance. If you're doing it correctly, there you go. If you're doing it correctly. Oh, look how much higher those thighs are standing up. Good job, everyone. Now, please, this is the most wonderful way to come out of a back bend that I know of. Keep your strap on. Sit in Vajrasana. Watch me first. I'll show you the back side. So I come forward. I kind of thread the right arm through, pushing on my left, and I turn the trunk. Lengthen and turn. Show you from the other side. So I come forward, lengthen. This hand pushes on the floor. And now I'm going to my left, so I get a really nice opening on the right side of my hip, sacrum. Whew. You can let your head rest on your arm. Does anybody else feel what a relief that is on the sacrum and the outer hip socket that had to work so hard? Chaya, do you feel it? Yeah? Yeah, try it both ways, side to side. Even so, I have a little bit of a problem with this right hip. If I let this hip go out a little bit, I even feel it more. So I let that hip go over to the right and I turn. Wonderful. Okay. Can remove your strap. Set up at the wall for Sarvangasana. And to do kind of a lengthier prep halasana at the beginning of your Sarvangasana. So I'm going to set up at the wall because I like using the wall to climb up the wall. Your blanket stack is 3 or 4 or 5, depending on what kind of blankets you have. The distance between the wall and the beginning of your blanket stack is the length of your torso. So you just have to do the poses a lot. You can measure, right? You can sit here. I need to go slightly back like that to measure. I need one more blanket. Okay, does everybody know where C7 is? Right, it's the big knot. That is at the very edge of your blanket stack. It must be on some support. You may have a strap if you like it. Sometimes I'll put, a couple bricks here too, and help me climb up. So C7 on the edge. Okay, then go over to Halasana. Use Halasana to tuck and roll some more. Release the back of your neck. Lift the front of the thigh to the bones, to the back of the leg. You can pull the backs of the thighs towards the buttock. And then the hands on the lower back and go up into your Sarvangasana. Okay, I'm going to come down and watch you. I see anything? Okay, you were to stay in a good long halasana in order to tuck those shoulders under, and your hand, try to, in halasana, if you can stay in halasana long enough to get the heel of your hand on the bottom of your shoulder blades. So that's going to be, a lot of shoulder work. And if you did not attend the workshop on Saturday, there's a lot of shoulder work that was in it, and I have a PDF of it if you want it, or it's going to be online soon. So Sopo, get your thighs back. Back. Yeah, reach up through the front. So the fronts of your thighs have to be, parallel to the backs of your thighs. Kathy Lindauer as well. Leanne, you look really straight and even as far as that goes, but you need to reach up through the inner leg more. Big toes up. Julia, thighs back just a bit. And if you,
how do I say this? If you can get the strongest part of your hand, which is where your thumb and your wrist meet, if you can get that on your back, yes, yeah, lengthen. Your wrist will not take a beating. And Kathy Beckman, you just work on moving that tailbone in, and maybe eventually you just come to your tippy toes on that wall. Yeah, work the thighs, work the back, you know, yeah, and then maybe one leg at a time goes up. Okay, I was going to try to take Ekapada today. If you're still up, keep your left toe glued to an imaginary spot on the ceiling there, and take your right leg halfway down. Doesn't have to go to the floor. It can, but it doesn't have to, or your chair. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, flex that hinge of the ankle and point your toes towards the floor so that back of the calf elongates. All right, and then bring that right leg back up. Levelize yourself to be in good regular Sarvangasana, and then keep the right leg up and bring your left leg down. Pull the left hip back towards the hip socket and lift that corner of the hip up. The leg that's going down, the hip has to lift up. Really reach the straight leg up to the ceiling. Quadricep to hamstring. All right, and then bring the legs back up, and then halasana, and then release your strap. And slowly roll down. Don't let your head come up when you come down, because you've got all those lovely benefits from Jalandhara Bandha, and you want to keep them. So keep looking at your chair, Chaya. Keep looking at your chair. Keep looking at your chair. Keep looking. Yeah, slowly, slowly let the legs come down, or the back come down, and then the legs. All right, so your choice for Shavasana, if, you know, a lot of times, you know, some people have tired backs. Why do we do back bends? To make our back stronger. You know, in my grandmother's day, oh my gosh, she was born on a farm in Kentucky. You know, she was the oldest of 11 children. And she, you know, she got up at 4 a.m., milked cows, you know, she had a very physical life. So we don't have that quite of a physical life. So we have to work to keep our back strong. And what's it holding back there? It's the key to your central nervous system, your spine. So without that, things go a little haywire. So we have to keep that healthy. We have to have strong backs. So why did I bring that up? That if your back feels tired, literally, support your calves on the chair or underneath the bolster. The backs of your thighs if you're using the bolster. So calves on the chair, or bolster for the back of your thighs, or flat if you have no problems. And so, Bo, do you have to go? You're all right? Okay. And you should know if you need extra height for your head. You know, if the back of your neck does not lengthen and the back of your head goes back, then definitely support your head. I support my head. As we age, we lose the cervical curve quite naturally. And it's nice to have that head support. Okay, let loose, let go, everywhere. You worked hard, you deserve it. Hopefully you learned some things You shouldn't just be doing back bends the week that we teach you back bends. Hopefully you're doing some on your own. Patricia Walden said in her talk, in her class, as we age, we need more back bends. We have to fight that tendency of the spine to just collapse. Strong and supple must be our back. Be sure to pay attention to all the muscles in your face. Relax those. So your sensory organs, in particular, your eyes and your ears here, they lose the desire to do their job right now. And instead, all your attention is drawn within. At the beginning, you may have taken a couple deeper, longer, ujjayi-like breaths, and that's good. And then as you get more and more relaxed, the breath becomes more subtle. So you're going away from the physicality of the pose, which you should know by this point. What is the shape, the position of Shavasana? So that you can go towards that space that you created today in your poses. Find that space, be with that space, be grateful for that space. Patanjali tells us we can focus our minds on quite a few different things. He has a list of them. In the end, he says to contemplate on an object that helps you maintain your steadiness of mind and consciousness. So it doesn't matter what it is, but it's yours. It's different for everyone. And in that space you're creating, you become free from desires, free from any attachments. You're calm, you're tranquil. And as you stay, you begin to polish the chitta, that innermost, truest form of yourself. It's like you're taking a polishing cloth. The longer you stay, you're shining it with your breath, you're shining it with this calm, tranquil state, so that it becomes this great bright light within you. And it shines forth in everything you do. It precedes everything you do. Take your time to come up. Do it on your own timing whenever you feel ready. You move the fingers, you bend the elbows, you move the toes, you bend the knees, and so forth. But do it on your own timing. Come to a quiet place. Any seated pose is fine. Honor that space you found today. Honor each other. Honor the community that is Yoga Tree. Ultimately, thanking all the teachers who come before us to bring us this path, this practice. Namaste.